Welcome aboard. I'm Captain Jake, and we're back with another episode, if you will, of Tabletop Tuesday. Today's Tabletop Tuesday will be Bismarck Solitaire, the deluxe edition by Worthington Publishing. So I did a practice with this just to make sure that I understood exactly how to play. And today will be the first episode. We're basically going to start from number 1 and work our way through all the objectives. So today's is, and I'm going to move this, hopefully it gets picked up and doesn't have too much of a glare on it. It's the Sea Trial Training Cruise Mission 1 objectives. On your initial shakedown cruise, provide your ship and crew some operational experience. Attempt to sink any British ships you encounter. Most importantly, return the Bismarck safely to either Bergen or Brest. Get your sea legs and come home safe. How to win. Return the Bismarck to Bergen or Brest after turn 15. Don't scratch the paint. Return the Bismarck to port with 4 hits or less to earn a medal. So we're not going to worry about medals. Those are abstract. What we're going to worry about is not getting sunk. So over here is our ship status. We got the British ships on top, the King George, the Prince of Wales, the I guess that's pronounced Ramillies. Any convoys, and we don't need to have a cube on the convoy. The Rodney, Renown, Repulse, and the HMS Hood. German status down here. We mark the speed and our extra fuel, which we have 4 extra fuels, which allow us to go a little bit well, 1 extra movement point. Right now we can do 2. By adding extra fuel, we can do 3. We have 11 hit points for the Bismarck. Then we have the Prinz Eugen, which moves at 3 initially, has 2 extra fuels, and has 6 hit points. The rules don't specifically say to do this, but I'm going to mark the extra fuels for the U-boats and where it starts, which is 3, and it can move at 1. It only has 3 hit points and moves at 1. So here's our layout. We have 15 turns to either get to Bergen, which means we play around up here, or we try to get to Brest. Okay, what you can kind of look at this particular diagram is what happens during each of one of our rolls. So if we stay up here and roll 6s, 4, 5, or 6, we can end up with just rough weather. Or we could end up with a heavy cruiser attack, Luftwaffe protection, but we could also, if we're down here, we could get damaged and lose fuel. Here's where the convoy hunt is. We can repulse and a convoy. It's 3, for example, way over here. King George alone here. And down here, the Ramillies. Down here, we have Force H coming in from Gibraltar, here's Spain down here, and Gibraltar will be down in here, just off the chart. But we also have enemy bombers. Here we have direct hit on ship's guns. So we want to stay out of the 3, 4, and 5 blocks, if at all possible, so we don't lose our guns. Okay, then we have event seaworthy. We have swordfish attacks in 6, And supply ship found, repair 1 hit per ship, but that's all the way over here. So what I think we're going to do, as opposed to going straight down here, and let's see, I think I covered the rest of this already. We have fog and mist, lone warship, and the torpedo attack. Instead of coming straight down this way, let's go this way and see if we can swing around here and come in this way. But it's all going to depend on how the rolls are. We automatically lose if the Bismarck is sunk, but we have 15 turns, and supposedly it's easy. We roll these 2 die to determine what our events are. Then I roll this one and a black one for our hits. So first thing we're going to do is we have to place our Prinz Eugen and Bismarck. And if we look, we have to both start any movement square. You can choose row A here. That's row A. Between 5, 6, 7, and 8. So let's go ahead and start on 8. We'll just start coming out of right here. What the heck? We're going to keep them together. And let's see. And let's see, that's where it should say that set the U-boat up over here, but it doesn't. So what we're going to do is, what are we going to do here? Let's start the U-boat here at Iceland, and we'll see if we can bring it around also and save it. But we'll start it here in Iceland. That way it can scout out what's going on. Really, it's not really scouting out what's going on because it all depends on the roll. So let's go with the first turn, turn 1. We're going to take it nice and slow. We got until turn 15. So we roll. We got a white 2. So we look here. We got white 2 and a black 1. So that tells us we're here. If we're in any of these squares, we would have an air attack, roll 1 die. To search, a 1 or 3 finds the U-boat and the ships. If found, roll 1 die per ship, and U-boat found, it's a hit on a 1 to 4. Well, we're not in that area, so let's go ahead and move. And if we come over here, we got determine what chart to use. No air attacks, no U-boat attacks. No ship combat, and we're going to move our ships. Mark the turn and repeat the sequence. So we're going to move our ships. We can move the Prinz Eugen 3, but we're going to move this just to 1, 2. And now we move to turn 2. And we roll again. And I'm hoping that you can see the die rolls. If not, we'll put them out here. We have a 3 and a 1. So we look here on our chart. There's nothing in 7. We did not move him, but there is something too. Minefield, 1 hit ship of choice. All right, well, that would be the U-boat because we failed to move the U-boat, which we would just have moved 1, which still, we'll just move it to 1, but it's still, we lose 1 hit. So it's down to 2, which is not good. So now we move. We'll move 2 again. 1, 2, and we'll move 1 to here. And I'm going to have to do something about my black mat as a seam right there, so it makes it loop over. So there's our U-boat. Let's turn our U-boat around. He's moving that way. And our 2 ships are moving that way. All right. And they're upside down, so that's no good for you guys. So let's leave them this way then. All right. That's it. Then we move to turn 3. Okay, we have a 3 and a 2, which is the exact same thing that we just had. So we're looking at 3. He gets another hit point. Oh man, they're taking off my, well, it says ships. It says ship of choice. So I wonder. All right, 4. It says British sub, one hit ship of choice, because we're in 6. So we'll take a hit on the Prinz Eugen, since that one can get sunk. So we take off 1 hit point off that. Now we move again, which is going to be 1, 2, and we move 1, which keeps us in 3, which if we roll that same one again, we'll lose the U-boat. But we really can't go up here. Down here is still in 3. Even if we move back, that's 4, which is still in it. So we're in a bad spot. So let's roll. And we end up with a 1 and a 4. So 1 and a 4. 1. Oh, that's not going to be good. Direct hit on ship's gun. Roll a die on a 4 and 6. Reduce firepower by 1 to ship of choice. Cannot be reduced below it. Okay. So we roll this one. And we got a 1. So die roll of 6 reduced the firepower. So no effect. That's good. Now we look at 3, and we're in B, which again ends up being the same. If U-boat is in, no, that's 2. By 1 choice cannot be reduced below it. All right. Because those 2 are considered together. This guy is not. So he gets reduced by 1. I don't see a mark to reduce it by 1. So that's a little confusing, in my opinion. How do you reduce the firepower? Cannot be reduced below 1. So I got the speed, and we can't reduce the speed, not reducing that. So, well, there we go. We'll just leave it at that. Now we move again, and let's go here. We can move halfway in here. 1, 2. That's okay. We'll leave it there. Now let's roll again. Let's go to turn 4 here, and let's move him. All right, we rolled a 5, 6. So 5, 6. We're looking at D and below, and we have nothing in D and below, so there is no effect on that particular turn. So we'll move 2 again. 1, 2, and 1. And let's go ahead and burn one of our fuels. So we'll move it to here. I move it by 2. And that's it. Now we go to turn 5. All right, we had a 3 and a 6. So we are looking at lone warship 3 and 6. If we have anything in column 2, B and 2, over to 4. We have nothing there. We have B1, which is nothing on that. And we're located here at A3. Again, no effect. There are no ships. We can move again. So 1, 2, and 1. I could probably move here and then here. So I think I'm going to go here instead. Okay. Now we go to turn 6. All right, 3 and a 5. Well, that sounds familiar. B. We do have in 1, we have nothing. And 2A, nothing there also. So no results, we continue. All right, well, let's see, after turn 8. If turn 8, if we move that far, we'll start moving back towards Bergen, because Brest is way too far away. So we'll turn around based on what happens here on turn 7. There are 3 and a 3. So we look at 3 and 3, and this is broken down into numerous things. C1, nothing. We have 3, A and B, nothing. 2, we are safe again in 2 because there's nothing there. So that would allow us to move again. So let's head back. That's 1. And we'll just move 1. And we'll move 2 again. 1, 2. And we're on turn 8. 4 and 4. So let's take a look at 4. 4 and 4. Again, we're multiple areas. We have B1, check. That's 2. Minefield, 1. Hit ship of choice. Well, sank my U-boat. So my U-boat is sunk and removed. Poor U-boat was running into mines. And 4 and 4. So now what we're looking at is A, 3, nothing. So we'll move 2 again. 1, 2. And we have 3 and a 6. 3 and a 6. We are, again, still in A, and 3 and 6 has nothing in A, so we're safe still. So let's go 1, 2 again. And that was turn 9, and now we're on turn 10. Got to remember to do the turn marker. So turn 10, we have a 1 and a 5. So 1 and a 5. We are in 5, which is 1. Roll a die on a 4 through 6. Reduce firepower by 1 to choice of ship. Cannot be reduced below 1. And that's the only one that's available. So we'll roll that, and we got a 5. So the Prinz Eugen will get its firepower reduced by 1, but it doesn't tell me how to mark that. See, we haven't had to use close range escape or long range due to the fact that We haven't run into anything. Any ships, that is. All right. Probably the U-boat probably shouldn't have been sunk because it specifically talks about U-boats and ships. So, but we'll leave that. That's fine. Hopefully we can get back without getting the Bismarck sunk. So now we go to turn 11. And Prinz Eugen we reduced by 1. Now how do I reduce firepower by 1? Okay. We'll mark it this way. So that will tell us that its firepower is only 1. All right, so turn 12. And we have a 3 and a 3. So that I didn't move, did I? 1, 2. Did not move. Okay, so we're in 6 now. 3 and 3. We're a 6. We're in 4. British sub, 1 hit on the choice of ship. All right. Well, we'll take another hit on the Prinz Eugen. And let's go to turn 13. And we're rolling again here. Ooh, double 6s. Probably not a good thing. Rough weather. Reduce ship's speed to 1 and up here for this turn. So all ships can only go 1. And let's go here. And let's go to turn 14. And we have a 4 and a 3. So if we look at our 4 and our 3, here we have, in case you want to see it better, here's our 4 and here's our 3. And we're turn it that way, 4 and a 3. Each ship, and if we look across here, 4, 3, it's called convoy hunt. If we look across here, we got nothing. Okay? So now let's roll the next one. And turn. I moved it, we'll call it turn 14, because if I do an extra turn, it doesn't really matter. Except you might want to move. So now we can move to 1, 2. All right, now we have 5. I've got to make sure I follow this sequence. I have a really bad habit of not specifically following the sequence. So we're looking at a 5 and a 1. And we're looking at block 8, which we have. Okay. And we're in A and 8, so that's a 2. Luftwaffe protection. Roll a die on a 1, 2, 3, sink a pursuing cruiser, +1 victory point if sunk, record on a ship chart. So this is the extra VP. Well, it would be nice if we could offset the -1 for the U-boat. All right, so we roll, and we got a 2. Where did it go? Here, 2. So we sink a pursuing cruiser on a 1 for 3. So we do get 1 extra victory point. And let's move 1, 2. And here's turn 15. We have 3 and a 3. So we come over here to 3 and a 3. And we are in 8B, which makes it a 2. Minefield. 1 hit, ship of choice. Prinz Eugen, 1 hit, and that's it. So now we move 1, 2, we're back there, turn 16, and a 4 and a 2. 4 and a 2, and nothing. So we are safely back into Bergen. After turn 15, we would get a medal because we didn't sink anything, we didn't see anything, but we did a patrol out to the Denmark Strait and back. Sub got sunk, and we made it back to Bergen, and that is it. So that would be our first official tabletop game of Bismarck Solitaire, the deluxe edition by Worthington Publishing. Leave a like, leave a comment. If you noticed I did something wrong and you have the game, please let me know what it was. I like keeping them together as opposed to splitting them up, even though it could be very bad at some later date, but we'll wait and see. We're going to go to mission 2 next time, and all the charts change, but the events remain the same. But where they attack is different. Where we get repair ships are different. So Wing and a Prayer, Lone Warship, Home Fleets. Yeah, if you're in here and you run into all of those, that could be deadly. Heavy cruiser attack, battleship sighted, enemy bombers, force, Wing and a Prayer. Do we have Luftwaffe protection? Earn 3 or more victory points to return to Bismarck to Bergen or Brest after turn 16. Return Prinz Eugen to port also after turn 16 to earn a medal. We probably didn't need to take this one. It was probably just for the Bismarck, but we took everybody instead. So what the heck. So like I said, if you have a comment about the game, let me know. Like I said, my first playthrough, so I'm sure that I made some errors somewhere. But I hope none too glaring. So, as always, I'm Captain Jake, wishing you fair winds and following seas. Until next time.